Hello there. It seems like the world is not moving along at all at the moment. We're stuck in this eternal loop of sewing tents and whatnot. But we are making progress slowly but surely. Let me show you what I've been doing. I figured watching me sewing hems and that wasn't particularly interesting. But at the front, at the bow end of the tent, we needed to sew on more fabric. So I've undone. Unfortunately, I had to unpick the sewing from this at the base, so we could get this new panel on. And this new panel is much wider than we need. There it is, look. But I figure, you know what? We'll leave it wide. We've cut it off anyway. If we could do like a sort of mini all-in-one enclosure, you know, like a proper tent where it sort of slopes down at the end, like a bell tent, I think they used to call that, and connect it to the little hooks, lacing hooks, then that could be brilliant. And then what we'll do is we'll Velcro that closed, and then that, because that needs to open so we can get the mast collar around it. I think if we get the hole for the mast collar right, then that's the biggest job. And then the little mast collar itself will just be a case of inserting something here. And then, yeah, so we can sort of do all this as we go along. So that's done. I've done a slightly different stitch, so it looks a little bit nicer here. You may be able to see that. And I made one mistake. I just lost track of the hem. So I just didn't get that bit together properly. So what I've done, I've Dacron sticky patched it and sewn it. All that's there to do is just to literally hold this together. Otherwise it would just rip apart. So it's going to be fine. It will probably last years before you have to worry about it. But what I'll do, I might get I'll probably get a little patch and put over the top as well, just to reinforce it. It's a shame that's happened, isn't it? But there we go. Can't be helped. Now, hopefully you can see this. So I've got my little measurements here. Now, we've got the opening that is going to look something like this. But what I'm actually going to do is add on a little sort of flap like that. And then the zip will come all the way down. And this little flap will be, if you look at a side view of this, if that's the tent door and the tent goes off like that, it will just have this little flap that will just give us a little bit of extra sort of protection that we can actually then maybe elasticate to the rear cleats just to keep it down. I don't know, we can always chop it off. So this is the bit we need to worry about. So we know it was 97 high, but we did lower it a little bit. So I think it was ended up 96. This was supposed to be 128, but that is what it is. And then along here was 75.5. So I'm just going to call that 70. I mean, if it's smaller, it's okay because the elastic will stretch. If it's bigger, you can maybe just pull it up a little bit. So I am going to call that 76 there and there. So we can either do this as a triangle sewn onto there, or what I would rather do is get one piece, find the middle so we can unzip it. But the one piece will allow us to, you know, at least make sure it fits before we put it, zip it. That's it. Okie dokie. Right. Now I can just get my head out the shadows there, and I can. Okay, so I've done the line the other side, and I'm just doing a line down here for the actual triangle that we need. I think I'm just going to try and hem this in and sew it up now with the other piece of fabric. Now, this is going Now, this is going to be me just getting to, you know, grappling with a sewing machine, doing a hem. So I'm going to crack on and do that. And then when we're at the boatyard again, I will show you what I've done and how it all works.